For my underdogs, the ones willing to pay the cost. Even when we're up, we gotta take a loss. Underdogs are always against the odds. I'ma use this opportunity to do it for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. Yeah, my underdogs.
Welcome back to another episode of the Rec Center Podcast. I'm your co-host, Kenny Edwards, joined by my partner, Lorenzo Parham. What's going on, man?
Hey, Ken, man, how's it going, man? Ready to give our viewers something nice for the holidays, man. A dope interview. We had a dope interview with LaCorey Collins, man, who we regard as also being from Oakland Skyline, was one of the top recruits in the nation. Was only right we bring on another player from the OEL that was also one of the top recruits in the nation. And what's dope about this, Ken, is I get to interview someone that started when he was a ball boy during my years, Ken. Then he went to be a four-star recruit, and now he's back coaching, right? So we gonna break all of that down, man, on what that means when we talk about Bulldog pride and purple and gold blooded, all right, bleeding through your veins. This is the epitome of someone like that, man. So welcome, man, Virdell Larkins to the show. Lil Phil is what we call him, man. Welcome to the show, Phil.
Thank you. I appreciate everything. Thanks for the opportunity. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys. I've been watching you guys' podcast, and I was wondering when my chances was gonna come. I was gonna hit you in a minute. But,
hey, man, I had to get you, Phil. Like, hey, check this out, man. Phil's story is deep too, man, because Phil, you heard the episode we did with Alexis Gray Lawson and we did with Quentin Thomas.
Yeah.
And we talked about how you guys' era of Tech is probably one of the most successful eras for athletes at Tech. Like whether it was women's basketball, you got two going to Cal, women's basketball. You got North Carolina and Cal on the men's basketball team, along with Deuce, along with Mondo, who's going to big D1 schools. And then you got y'all, right, where you got you, Marshawn, y'all go to Cal. You got Josh Johnson, he goes to UC San Diego, man. So walking down them hallways at Tech during them days was a little different, because when we was there, it was like the football team running school, right? Hands down, right? Yeah. You guys got a little bit of fighting y'all now. We got to see who gonna bring the most notoriety to the school. Okay. And how was it being in that type of environment? You got Leon Poe, McDonald's All-American, and Cameron Cruz coming through. Then you got Marshawn and all of that. Man, what was it like during that time being at Tech?
Man, I say this now, man. That year, 2004, we won. I don't think everybody knows this. We won every sport championship. I've been trying to get the School of Champions put at the Tech, put it in the gym, put it on the boys' gym, put it on the football field, because that year, like you said, no one really tripped or peeped. We won everything from baseball to softball to basketball to football. That was a good time at Tech, man. Those pep rallies was like the pep rallies you'd hear about, right? So, like I said, man, just being in school, man, when Leon was there, right, Leon kind of set the bar for me, because Leon had all the big college, them historic college coaches coming through there, right? They was really stepping foot in the girls' gym at Tech. I seen Rick Pitino. I seen Roy Williams. You know what I mean? I seen all those coaches. All the good coaches came through there to see Leon, man. So he kind of set the bar for me. I remember going to his McDonald's All-American conference in the girls' gym and was like, oh, man, I'm talking to Marshawn Job. We got to do that. Oh, we got to have us ours. Right? And I remember that year, I think they even went to state. So they kind of put us on the map, Tech, right? They kind of put Tech on the map, and it was like, man, we just got to do what we got to do. I guess going into that summer, my junior year, was really the breakout season, I think, because I think I performed good in them camps.
Hold on, Phil. Before we get to breakout season, though,
Oh,
I gotta bring it back to us
my
got there,
fault.
man. But before I say that, hey Ken and Phil, we have a lot of people on the shows talking about why they left Tech. They left transfer. Hey, all of the hoopers that was good in the OEL started at Tech, Phil. In case you didn't know that, right? But they all transferred. But not one school that they go to, I don't think can say that they won sports in every sport. Women's softball, women's basketball, man's hoop, football, baseball. Hey, Tech, Phil is
Track.
right. School
We
of
won
champions.
track that
Track.
year.
School of champions, right? Hey, Mac, you got to give up your title, baby. We coming for it. Oakland Tech, the School of Champions, right? Hey, but Phil, let's back up though, man. Before you got there, man, who did you play youth football for?
Oh man, I started out here in Berkeley Cougars. I think what they changed to now. It went to the Berkeley Junior
They went to
Jacket,
the Berkeley Bears, and now
and
they're the
then
Berkeley Junior
Berkeley
Jackets.
Big.
The
Okay,
new team is the
yeah,
Berkeley Junior Jackets. So you started with the Berkeley Bears,
Berkeley Cougars.
Berkeley Cougars,
I was with
right?
the Berkeley Cougars. I tell people, I don't think they know the Cougars was before the Bears, right? So, I
What was
played for the. Go ahead.
when at the Berkeley Cougars, right? Like we talk about rivalries that started early, right? Was the Dynamite y'all rivalry back then?
Nah, I think it was more the Saints.
Oh, the Saints was.
I mean, I don't know, man. All those games, and I tell people, my Pop Warner games for Berkeley, man, those stadiums was packed, man, like a high school. Like they not the same as they like now. Like man, people used to come watch Pop Warner games when I was coming up, man. So all I remember the big games was Saints, Dynamite.
Saints and Dynamite. What was it like though playing against the Saints and Dynamite and then seeing them around as y'all got older, man, and getting ready to go into high school? What was it like leaving the Saints and Dynamite? Hold on, matter of fact, were you guys winning them? Were y'all winning the games? Who was winning?
So my Pop Warner career wasn't as successful as my high school one. How about that?
Okay.
Right. How about that? I've been on some rough teams, man. I think I've been on some 0 for teams, right? 0 teams.
Oh, the Oprah Winfrey teams.
Oh man, I'm
I
telling
know
you,
about that on the football field going to
I
Oakland
could
High.
I could sing them blues, man, like you said. So I think I learned a good lesson with that, right? Nope, didn't get no championships, no nothing, not until I got to high school.
Man, so what is that like going into high school, right? And do you walk into high school with a chip on your shoulder? Because now the Dynamites, the Saints, and you guys are, some of y'all go end up at the same school. Do you have a chip on your shoulder when you get to high school?
Um, yeah, man, because I think the chip come from your shoulder from the Pop Warner, right? Like, in middle school and stuff, we get in trouble for bringing our pads to school, and we playing at lunch in our pads, right? Middle school, 5th grade. We playing like it's like a Pro Bowl All-Star game because everybody got their own helmets out there, and we playing. We didn't got in trouble for that. I could say that all my friends, Marshawn, Josh, Eric Hubbard, Hub, who else? We had a lot of people out there that was playing with us, man. Ray Wilson, Jeffrey West. Like, man, we had a lot of people that was playing. We got in trouble for bringing our pads. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see that. That is a real health hazard. Our school insurance don't cover y'all bringing football gear to school and playing tackle, man. But when you love it like that, that's all you want to do. I don't care if we on a football field or we at lunchtime. I want to play football, right? But you was actually the ball boy of your dad team. Your dad, my coach at Tech. You the ball boy of them years, right? You still there, Phil? Look frozen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Your dad, the ball boy of our team, right? So what was it like when you finally got to Tech? Because obviously was it destined that you go to Tech? Did you think about going elsewhere?
Well, okay, so my Pop Warner career, so when we moved to Pinot, Hercules area, and then I started playing for West County. And in that league, that's where De La Salle come get the kids at, right? So we knew that. We know DJ played for West County. We knew a couple other guys that went to De La Salle played in that Mount Diablo Pop Warner League. So De La Salle, I don't know what it was, whatever, but they knocked on my door. I played in that league. TJ Ward played in that league. Maurice Jones-Drew played for Antioch. So Jackie Bates played for Antioch, so and Benicia at that. So so like I said, De La Salle was coming to that league. That kind of was why we went there. De La Salle was obviously when I was coming up, they was on that streak. So that was like the biggest school in our area. Then when you coming up, you see De La Salle. I've seen DJ Williams playing high school. Like, oh man, him and Atari Callan and Matt Gutierrez. I seen that, right? So I'm like, oh man, they played Pinot when I was at West County, and they got all of us on the sideline, and that was just an experience. Like you said, I wanted to go to De La Salle, but my dad being a coach at Tech, I don't know how it is for everybody else being a son and their dad is a coach, but I wanted to play for my dad. I wanted to.
I'm gonna ask Prince that question. I'm gonna ask Prince that question later on. I'm gonna say, Prince, if I'm coaching at Oakland High and Prince want to go to Bishop O'Dowd, if I'm coaching at Oakland High,
we supposed to get you to Tech, man. You supposed to say Tech, man.
Dude, he's in love with the Bishop O'Dowd basketball team, not the football team. He likes the hoop tip, right? He like Coach what's the name over there, right? But I don't think he's saying, Dad, I'm coming to play with you at Oakland High, Dad. I'm not coming. Dad, if you pick a job at Castlemont, I'm not coming. I'm not going to Castlemont if you're coaching there, Dad.
Well, I mean, when you come about it, when I got to Tech, we wasn't okay. I think Coach D and my dad, they were still making a name for what the program was, right? They did. They had some successful years, but then I think they went on the downslope again right before I got there. And then I remember, like you said, on my team, we played. It was OFA, you know what I mean? On my 10th grade year, it was a long season, right? And then I don't know, like you said, I seen what my dad and, like you said, that 98 team when that conversation, but later on down the line, but I seen what y'all went through. I seen all the games playing Skyline and getting all the turn on me losing at the end. I've been on the hill when we losing games. I've been on the buses with you guys. I've been in the VAR room. So, yeah, I wanted to go back. I wanted to play for my dad. Not knowing if I might not would have played for him if I know what was in store for these next 2 years. But it worked out a bit.
Man, I'm glad you – go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I'm always interested. So you being a ball boy in all those years, who were some of the guys at Tech that you looked up to?
Man, like you said, man, like I said in that text, man, that 98 team, they taught me a lot, right? Because I used to get in the hidden drills with them. Right.
Yeah, that's probably kind of illegal.
I mean,
Pops the only thing, Ken. This is 98, not 2020. We can do that. We can do it back then,
98,
Ken.
right.
We can do it back then.
Pops was letting me do 7-on with them when I was in middle school. Man, I'm getting body slammed by high school receivers because I'm guarding them. I'm a pest, right? And 7-on at Laney Thursday nights. I remember hitting with them. I remember, like you said, I remember Lolo being hella fast. I remember Mikey just being so big and like hitting people like Superman. Like, I remember Matthew Cobbs with his neck roll and his neck roll and just how he used to come around the edge and hit people. Right. I remember, like you said, down the line, I remember Jamal Chase playing quarterback. Right. I remember all type of people. Right. Like Raymond Cleveland. I remember Coop, the trainer. I remember he was a receiver. Number 19, I remember Smoke, the pastor. He was so fast, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I was a program baby.
So you literally have the last 25 years of Tech in you alone, from your kid years to playing. Now you're back coaching. You have the last 25 years of Tech. We're going to peel off to that later. But like you said, you got there your 10th grade year. It's an Oprah Winfrey year, man. What was that like moving forward in the program? Like, we lost my 10th grade year. We went to the playoff. We was actually third. But them preseason games was brutal. Like, I remember Coach scheduled a game against Antioch, and it's one of them we pay you to come play us type of games. And it just wasn't a good game, Ken. Like, I'm talking about, it's the first time I seen a real linebacker in a game. Like, he looked like he's going to college tomorrow, right? Coach, why did you take this game? We losing 51-0, right? when you guys lose and go 0 for whatever your 10th grade year, how did Coach D and your dad and them, or even y'all as players, have that same drive to like, man, just get better each year, get better each year?
I mean, I think with me is, like you said, I don't know, y'all see me growing up. Y'all seen my dad talking, he was talking D1 since what I was knee high to a fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, Lola, I've been practicing with y'all. I've been running. We've been talking college since then. We've been talking, what you doing? What you doing on this play? We've been doing, you know what I mean? We've been doing all that. So, going into the 10th grade, they had Nike combines. They have showcases now, right? But they used to have the Nike invitationals, right? At Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a junior to go into your senior to get invited, but we got invited our sophomore year going into our junior year for some reason. Like you said, I don't know if it was a luck of the draw. I don't know what Coach D did. But when we went in there and, you got to do the 40, the vertical jump, and do all that type of stuff, I guess I performed to what I was supposed to be, and I got ranked in the top 500 as a sophomore. Right. I got my first letter from Colorado that summer going into the summer of junior season. I remember that like it was yesterday. And once I got that first letter from Colorado, I knew that's what I wanted to do. My dad had me working out 7 days a week. I keep telling people, I say 7 days a week. I remember Marshawn was sleeping in the closet trying to hide one day.
Hey, were y'all still doing the Cal Berkeley workouts back then?
We was running the Cal. We ran Cal Berkeley and we run the Maybell Street. It's out here, right off MacArthur, Maybell Street.
Right off 39th, right around 39th, right?
It's right. I don't know. I just know the street. I know the hill. Right.
I know that hill. Yeah, I know that.
So we incorporated that, man. And then, like you said, I don't know, junior season.
Let's back up. So that 10th grade year,
yeah.
10th grade year, is this, who's winning the OAL your 10th grade year? Is it Smack or Skyline?
Let me see. The MAC, that's the year.
That's the year they had Red and David Gray.
Virdell brothers went to MAC and David Gray. So it was 10th grade.
So they just that's their all-star year. That's the year they had the all-star.
Yeah. And I don't know, David probably gonna get mad, but what put me on that year as a sophomore is that game, David had one catch for a little bit amount of yards. I ain't gonna say what it was, but that game put me on notoriety, right? Because he was a big top recruit coming out, and they ran the ball. Red at 311 yards, so they wasn't passing.
Yeah.
But like I said, luck of the draw, it happened to come out that way.
311 yards. That's a good passing game. So for a running back to run for 311.
I don't know if I'm over exaggerating. I don't think I am.
It felt like 311, no.
Nah, it was something crazy.
Hey, but this also, they had Cal Reed at quarterback. This Cal Reed year?
No, they had DeMonte
Johnson. They had DeMonte over there. Okay,
they stacked.
This is probably Zoe. That's probably one of Zoe's best. That's Zoe's best team he probably had his whole time there, and they was really good. I remember hearing about that team, but I knew y'all had a ton of sophomores on y'all team that year, right?
He was young, yeah.
Y'all was young. That's why you go 0 for whatever, you playing against them. What was it like your 11th grade year that now y'all finally getting over the hump and getting to this thing? You getting your letters, Marshawn doing what he's doing. You bring Josh Johnson up now, and he's now the quarterback his junior year. How did that start working with you guys in that whole summer, getting ready to go into season?
That summer for me was, like you said, I had to work for my speed. So just seeing everything that I was doing, I remember telling my dad, man, I hope this pay off, man. This better pay off, man. It's better pay. I remember saying that. Like, I remember running the Cal bleachers, man, it's better pay off. It's going to pay off. Just keep going. And let me see. It really didn't click for me my junior year until we played De Anza. And Marshawn and I, we had 200 yards rushing apiece.
Hold on, you was that running back?
Yep, I was Marshawn's fullback.
And
had 200 yards rushing on 10 carries. Marshawn had about 15 for 260. I had I don't know, it was just one of them games.
Oh wow! Hey, so hold on. Let's back up a little bit. I'm back. So, when did you move out of the fullback position to wide receiver?
Different packages. I mean, at Tech, man, we ain't got the luxury of having 50 people, right?
That's what I was thinking.
So,
That's what I was thinking.
so when we go ace, Marshawn back there by himself, I got to go out to the outside. I just remember Coach D saying, "You gotta be a hog." I remember playing long snapper. I went from long snapper. I played long snapper on punt. I held the ball on PAT. Like, man, I ain't come off that field, man. I went from kickoff to offense, score the ball, PAT, back to kickoff. And then they score, kickoff return. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, shit, you starting to sound like Gino.
I mean, that's what it was, man. I mean, Oakland, we don't got 50 kids on the roster.
Nah.
So Marshawn was the kicker and the punter. So just think how we running fakes. We running fakes on punt return. Oh, man, he ran a fake one time. It was so crazy. And
I remember coming to Tech one year. I think if you're going into your senior year, and I'm in college, I'm getting ready to either go to Arizona State or or I'm back from Missouri training with for San Jose Sabercats, Ken. And I'm working out with Phil, and I'm doing my routes, but Phil Daddy only want him guarding me in one-on-ones, right? And at the time, I'm like, hey, this is when I just learned from Coach Benson. I'm learning all of the double moves.
Right.
Like
you ain't ready.
Coach Benson was one of the best wide receiver coaches I ever been around.
Absolutely.
Right? So now I'm learning the stem routes. Now I'm learning double moves. And I'm like, Phil, this is what they go be doing. Me and Phil talking while he guarded me, but I'm like, this ain't even what they doing in high school. This is what you gonna see on the next level, right? So I'm like, if you can lock this down right now, high school gonna be a piece of cake going into your senior year. But I remember your dad challenging you like, hey, I don't give a damn if Low faster than you. I don't care how many double moves you do. You got to guard him. You got to guard him. And I think when Coach D say, man, you got to be a hog, that is stem from your dad and Coach D challenging you to take on them big tasks or things like that, regardless of what the age difference was, what the speed difference was. They challenged you to do that, man. I think that's what paid off going into that senior year, because we're going to talk about the Silver Bowl game when y'all won it and how, how you made one of the biggest hits I've seen that changed the whole dynamics of that game, in my opinion, right? Once Mike Norris got hit, I think that I saw them kind of fold. I'm like, oh, they folding right now. Now Tech go run it off, man. But one of the things we ask on this show all the time is coming into the OEL, a prestigious league, even though you guys came off of you got to Tech when it was on some down years, man. We always talk about what the OEL was like as far as the competition and things like that. But who did you play in the OEL, man, you felt was a little underrated, like they was better than they weren't getting the hype and they was actually really, really good? Anybody in the OEL that was a little underrated?
I was saying, like the town is hard, man, because I think if you handled everything you're supposed to be in school, you got what you were supposed to get, right? I know Castlemont was good. I know Castlemont used to always be barking and scratching, right? Like you go to that game in Castlemont, man, they got the fans. They fans is still rowdy, right? I still get escorted out of there, right? Like, I don't know. They think that's a Super Bowl team or something, right? I don't know, but even the players, right? Like, I don't know. The game start off hard. Like, I don't know. It's just something. I don't know about Castlemont games, right? And then we always end up pulling it out. But I think the Castlemont team was, man, I know they had some people on there. It was this dude named Keith. Keith played for Castlemont. He was a track guy, though. And I forgot I want to say Coolidge. He was so fast, big. Body was very.
What position he played? Either running back?
He played receiver, running back. He was one of the fast people, man, from Castlemont, man. If I could say probably one of the underrated things, I remember that guy. He was raw to me.
I feel the same way. I feel like during our year, Castlemont had like 3 or 4 guys that could play at any other school, but it was just like they just didn't have enough around them.
But it was more so that it was Castlemont. Like, we can play them. Like, let's say if Castlemont was scheduled 3rd game of the season on our schedule and y'all played on 2nd game of the season, we might not have a game that third game because they were a lot of their players was ineligible.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
ineligible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes Castlemont didn't feel the team after grades came out, you know, and that I don't know who to blame that on. Coaching, administration, not the right situation.
Takes a
But
village. Blame the whole
we
village.
talked about it earlier. I said, man, I think Danielle Crane and Ferrari and what's the name?
Murph, Lamar Murphy.
They
Is
were
that
on my
Don Don?
underrated list.
Yeah,
Huh?
Don Don. Yeah,
Don
Don
that
Don.
Don Don?
Antoine Thomason.
So it's easy for the Castlemont players to get looked over because when we played them, it wasn't competitive games, so they didn't really stand out as an individual. But when you went to play them and they got an all-star team, you doing one-on-one camps with them, they really good athletes, you know. So a lot of the Castlemont players did get overlooked and underrated. But Phil, who did you feel was a little overrated, man? Like, hey, this dude got 4 stars, and how he get his 4 stars? Is it a height thing? Is it a size thing?
I don't know if it was a receiver DB battle, but I used to funk with Kenny O'Neal like hard, like Kenny transferred in from I don't know where he came from.
I think he came from Georgia or something.
I was about to say, I just remember he came in and he was boom, boom. He here, and all you hearing is this fast dude at Skyline. And remember that year, I'm the top DB in the area. I ain't, man, what? Man. When we played him that first game, oh, yeah.
You shut him down?
No.
That first game was, I believe, the first night game at Tech, wasn't it?
I remember that.
Yes.
It was the first night.
No. We played Kennedy earlier in that year. We opened the field up, but that was the first
OAL night.
night
I
game.
remember that.
Oakland.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing about this game. Ken, we was in Missouri. No, we wasn't in Missouri.
What year is this? 03?
This is 03.
03, 04. I thought we were going to senior year now.
No, but the season happened in 03.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know where.
Yeah, we was in Missouri. I was 22, so yeah, I think we was in Missouri.
Okay, but I remember hearing this game and everybody talk about this fast receiver, and they like, hey, dude, I think he got to reverse that game.
And was gone.
Yeah, I remember that.
He got reversed and was gone. So why did you think he was? Why did you think he was overrated?
I mean, I guess coming from Georgia, social media wasn't what it is now, right?
Okay.
So we're not seeing kids from Georgia, and then you hear Skyline got the kid from Georgia, and it's like, all right, man, because like you said, I'm ninth in the nation. I think I'm third in the area overall. I'm the first DB in the Bay Area. I'm not trying to hear some dude from Georgia, man. I'm from the town, man.
Right.
I don't know. I think it just comes with the pedigree, right? Just growing up out here, right?
Hey, that is the competitive, but that brought me to a good point now that we're talking about Kenny O'Neal, man. I got a start bench cut with Kenny O'Neal naming it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
So we got a start bench cut. Hold on one second. I had these names on the first start bench cut. We got Kenny O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, hold on, no, I'll take that back. Let me give you the first one first, how I had it. First start bench cut. This is what they gave me too. You a Tech guy, you've been around 25 years. Marshawn Lynch, Mike Denard, and Aaron Early.
Ooh. Man, am I froze? I thought the screen was froze or something.
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you, though. We can hear you.
All we need is the audio.
Start bench cut out of Marshawn Lynch. And these are the high school in their high school.
The high school prime, best year.
I don't know, man. Y'all gonna have Mikey calling my phone, man.
Hey,
that's all right. Aaron calls ours.
Hey, yeah, Aaron called it.
Y'all I don't know. I'm gonna go. I want more speed. I'm a speed guy, man. So if I have to cut one, I know he's gonna be calling.
No. Who you gonna start? Who you starting first?
I'm gonna start Marshawn.
Marshawn start. Okay.
I don't know if I'm biased to that answer. I don't know.
Of course.
Well, I was biased to mine. Who you bench?
I'm a bench Aaron. I want Aaron because Aaron used to go to the house.
benching Aaron, and you cutting Mikey.
Aaron gonna call me and say, "I told you, kid. I told you, kid."
Hey, you gonna start? Hey, listen to me, man. You gonna start a Facebook Oakland Tech war room with cutting Mikey. You don't cut
I'm gonna say
Mikey.
Lolo and Ken did it, man. Lolo and Ken asked me, like, I didn't answer the question.
I'm gonna put the clip up later today. Nah, I'm just playing.
Hey, but here go another one. Start bench cut. This is an OEL running back thing. You got Marshawn Lynch. You got Giannis Davis. You remember Giannis? And you got Red. Vital Red.
This is my generation running backs. Remember, I've been around 25 years.
This is your generation.
Oh, I was about to say I want Roger Radliff, but
we cutting Roger.
Oh man, that dude was so raw. He taught me how to wear a tail flap.
He did. Hey, the reason his was so fresh because he was always running downfield, and you got a chance to see it. You got a chance to see it. You got a chance to see it.
But so what you said? So you said Giannis,
Marshawn Lynch, and Red.
Oh. No, you ain't supposed to cut high school kids. They told me that.
Hey, tell Coach D them that. I done watched them take a few people equipment.
I don't know, man. Oh, I like Giannis. Giannis in high school was woo.
It was a problem.
But Red in high school was a man among
Player
boys.
of the year.
And Marshawn in high school was.
We already know.
He jumped over a pile and kept running.
He said he jumped over a pile and kept running.
I'm a bigger, faster, stronger guy. I'm gonna start Red, man. Red was so raw to me.
Starting Red,
And I'm gonna bench Marshawn, and I'm gonna cut Giannis.
Hey, but you know what, dude? That's one of them questions. Like, you can't go wrong.
You can't,
right?
You
can't go wrong.
It's like preference. What's your preference?
But even if you have a preference, because a lot of them dudes are alike here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm just going off size. Like I told you, I've been put my head coach's hat on these ones. So I'm going on size and speed. And I went speed with the first one. I want more speed. So that's why I went that. And I'm going on size and speed because Giannis don't got the size, but he got the speed. But Red take it to the house. Sean take it to the house too.
I think they all won a Silver Bowl.
Yes.
Was Marshawn Player of the Year, East Bay?
Was he? I don't remember.
Because I know Red was. Red was Player of the Year.
I do not remember that.
I
know he was best of the best for sure. I don't remember that.
I mean, who would have? I mean, he was number.
I mean, but
who would have been over him? Like, who would have? 04?
You know, they'd be having. You know, De La had.
Because that wasn't Kyle Wright. Was Kyle Wright?
What that Cameron Colvin?
It was them. It was Cameron Colvin. He went to Michigan. You're right. That's who was Player of the Year. Cameron Colvin.
He went to Oregon.
He went to Oregon.
I'm sorry, Oregon. He was going to Michigan first.
He was Player of the Year. He was Player of the Year.
I mean, hindsight 2020. Obviously, you go with Marshawn now, but back then, I get the De La Salle.
I mean, but even so, you're gonna go if it's ever close. They're gonna always pick the De La Salle guy.
Yeah,
Come on, we're no strangers to that. They're gonna pick the De La Salle guy if anything close, right?
Yeah. Well, how did that work out?
You know, it was De La Salle. They didn't lose. Hey, so Phil, let's go into this. You guys senior year, and you talked about the Kenny O'Neill game, and the game get called, right?
Right. I remember crying in the classroom.
Why?
I don't know. I scored 2 touchdowns that game at halftime. I had 2. I think I was gonna get like 5 or 6 that game. That was one of my games, right? Like I felt like I was gonna get 4 touchdowns that game.
And unforeseen incidents happen in the stand. The fight break out, game get called. Yeah. Going into the Silver Bowl now, and it's a big Silver Bowl. This is Kenny O'Neill versus Lil Phil Part 2. This is Marshawn. This is at the Oakland Coliseum, right?
Yes,
Could not be a bigger stage than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, what was Coach D like before that game? because I always say this all the time. We played for two different Coach D's, right? The
Right.
Coach D I played for was a little different than the Coach D y'all played for. Like, we didn't get no water. We losing at halftime, all the water dumped out, Coach D, he was a different coach, right? But what was it like for y'all at going into that Super Bowl game?
Well, I think what heightened it up, right, was the coaches do a walkthrough like a couple of days before. I don't know if it's a week before
Oh,
or they
I
did a
never
walk.
made it to the Silver Bowl. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. This all I just remember they did the walkthrough and they told them what this our locker room is gonna be. This is this gonna be. And I remember Coach D telling us that, and I remember he was, they gonna have y'all over here. They gonna put y'all in there. We gonna get there. You better not touch nothing. And like I remember all that, right? And then like you said, I don't know. I remember that practice, and I remember it was Marshawn and Josh, they on offense, and I'm on defense on my own. And I remember them beating me. I remember my dad just getting in me just hard. Like, what you think Kenny gonna do? Ooh. And I'm like, man, you could just tell all the coaches was what we say now. They buttholes was tight, big game. Right. Ain't that the play what the players say? I know we used to say that when I played.
Yeah.
Coaches is tripping, man. Woo. You could tell that game had everybody hiding up a little bit.
and then, it's not just Kenny O'Neal. They got Mike Norris, and Mike Norris, he was kind of pretty good too. Didn't he get it? Where did he go?
He went to UCLA.
UCLA, right?
They
So
had a young Monte, young Church. They had running backs. They had a quarterback.
They had a good team.
Typical Skyline.
And y'all play this game, man. Take us through, because y'all didn't just y'all won the Super Bowl. Y'all didn't just blow them out though. Like, what was the game like? And I say all the time, and they show it to this day. They show you hitting Mike Norris. They show the Marshawn break 3 tackles and go to the house. Like, at what point in time in that game you was like, hey, we got this. We bringing the first one back to Tech.
Ooh. Well, as a head coach, I tell him, a game go up and down so much, right? But when we first started, we was up. And I just remember like, man, we about to blow them out tonight. Like, we was up 20-6 or something like that. Like, I just remember, Kenny scoring on me early in the game. First off, I think I came down and scored. He put the ball on my chest. I threw the ball at him. I remember throwing the ball at his head. I remember, and he got a flag because the ref seen him put the ball on my chest. And I didn't come to the sideline. I remember that I just stayed out there. My dad was, Phil, come here. Phil, come here. I just stayed out there, right? I ain't do nothing. I just stayed out there. When they kicked it off, I remember not juking nobody. I just ran straight down the sideline. Woo. And so on kickoff, ran it straight down to I think I ran it back to the 20 or the 10 or something like that. And that's when I knew, like, oh, yeah, it ain't going to be one of them games. And then we started scoring. Marshawn doing this Marshawn thing. He scored early in the game. And I think, let me see, I was at receiver. And then other people was getting big games at receiver for us, right? We had Rob at the slot. And Maurice Rail at the receiver. He scored early in the game. And I think Beeman was double coveraging me so much. You could tell because like you said, I seen that underneath and over the top that it opened up other people's game. And like, I ain't getting no catch that game. Like you said, I'm gonna just jump ahead for that. Was like to the 4th. That was like my second catch of the game. So when we was early, we was getting it. We was giving it to him. I think second quarter came, we was jumping there now, and then we started turning the ball over. If you talk to Josh would be like, man, I played weak, man. He fumbled the ball, he threw a pick, and I'm like, I just remember telling Josh, like, man, we got it's all good. It's all good. All right, it's good. Josh, he a quarterback, our quarterbacks are after stuff like that. So.
Hey, but so when y'all win that game, what was that feeling like to bring the first championship back to a school that you watched from when you was 9, basically at this point 9, from when you were the ball boy at 9 to a player at 18? what was it like bringing that first Super Bowl back and helping Coach D get over that hump, get that monkey off his back? What was that like for the players?
It was special to me because, like you said, I mean, and the good thing about that is that I had people on that team that's been around the team as well. So Josh, Rosemary, that's Auntie, Marshawn even was young, coming to Tech with us too. From Emerson, we all went to elementary school together. So, and like you said, we had all partners, Mike Bobineau, that elementary school together, gonna play with us. Who else we had? Ray Wilson.
You had even a couple of coaches that was on that team that lost in the Skyline. You had French Shine coaching with you guys.
Yeah.
You had Reggie there who didn't beat Skyline. LeJean never beat Skyline. So, and we say this all the time, you guys winning the Super Bowl was a overall Tech alumni Super Bowl because we all felt that monkey come off our back when y'all won
it. Just seeing Coach D hold that bowl up, you know, because I've seen everybody holding the bowl up. And being able to put your own water in there and put your face in it and do that like that. I don't know how many people did it over the years, but I did it.
We never did that, Phil. We didn't even know water would go in the bowl. Right?
I don't even know what the Super Bowl looked like.
We didn't know water go in the Super Bowl.
We broke the bowl. I don't think nobody know that. We broke the bowl. Coach D had to get the bowl fixed.
Oh.
So I think we dented it up or something, dropped it or something. I don't know. We got to Tech and we had a night on the field after that when we got back to Tech, man. That was just like one of the best nights, like you said, to be a Bulldog. Like you said, we were so mad. We weren't even mad, but we thought we was going to go to Sports Focus.
Y'all never got invited?
Nope.
Wow.
The whole year? The whole year never?
We never went to the studio. I remember Josh asking that on a press conference, like, we going to Sports Focus? Like, you know, Sports Focus is when you in the studio, man. Nah, we thought we was going to go to the studio, man. Nope.
Do you think if Skyline won that Super Bowl, they go to the Sports Focus?
Yes.
Yeah.
They bid every year.
They're biased.
They do, man.
They're
That's
biased.
crazy. I just assumed y'all had been there at some point.
Man, at some point.
They came to our school. We got Team of the Week.
No, that ain't.
Yeah, that's not the same.
That ain't it. We wanted to
be
in the studio, Robert Bronstein.
Yeah. And then watching them do the Togo's commercials from their screen. Like, no, that's not the same thing, right?
Lo, you been to Sports Focus?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Hey, bro.
You know, we see it. We want to be Sports Focus.
The one thing I remember, sorry, fellas. The one thing I do remember about going to the studio, because like we from Oakland, so we either get like Little Caesars or Round Table or something. They give you unlimited Papa John's, and at that time, I'm thinking Papa John's was $1 million pizza. You know, $1 million pizza. That's the one thing I do remember from going in the studio.
Hey, but Phil, we congratulated you guys. Y'all won first Tech team to win the Super Bowl. But we got to talk about this great debate, man.
Let's get into it.
And in the great debate is, even though you guys won.
Wait, before we go to that, I just want to say, to end our Super Bowl, they held our press conferences where the Raiders held theirs at.
That's dope.
That was dope.
That's dope.
So before, since you've been around all the time, let's talk about why did they stop having it at the Oakland Coliseum?
I don't know. I think the finances, you know how that go as you get older.
You got to rent it out, and it ain't enough fans.
But it should still be something for like the OEL. Like if the OEL Super Bowl, if we can't get the Oakland Coliseum, we should be able to get Cal. Like
I feel that too.
We should be able to get Cal to where is bigger than going to Laney. You know.
I know we having those talks as a head coach now in the meetings to get the game somewhere.
Yeah, it should be a Cal. It should be a bigger stadium so that the kids could get more. Hey,
notoriety.
I'm at Cal. Like we walking in now. Hey, I'm at Cal. That gives you a little more moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like it's at Laney. I remember like to us, and I don't know why people get so hyped about it now. Like, cause now it's like people hold up jerseys when they getting recruited by a JC. Man, we hated that we had to go to a JC. Like, I don't want to hold no jersey. Like, dude, I'm at Laney. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm grinding and I'm out.
people doing press conference now, making an announcement. I'm going to Laney for 2 years. Like, hey, dude, that shit is, man.
I mean, when I bounced back from Cal, man, I bounced back to Laney with JC All-American, all that. We won championships, all that good stuff. And like you said, I was just grinding 3 semesters, 21 units. I'm out.
Get in, get out.
That would
get in,
be
get
like
out.
low. Get your 2 years out of here and
get
go,
out.
man.
Gone.
Like,
Get in, get out.
Get out of here, man. So
I did a year and a half, 3 semesters.
But JUCO barely get a paragraph in the paper.
Right.
Barely. And then you just get your box scores, man. But back to what I was saying. No, you guys won it, but it's still been a big debate from your coach, our coach, Coach D, your dad, all of the players that even though y'all won it, which y'all been able to beat the 98 team, right? And this is an argument that goes on, right? I know Ken philosophy on it. They won it, they would have beat y'all. Your philosophy, we won it, we would have beat y'all. But then again, you just talked about what you remember Roger Ratliff looking like. So you have to play that. You have to play that guy, right? And things like. But y'all played against a Red and all of those things. But when you look at it though, why does Coach Edwards feel 98 team beats the champions?
I remember Ken, or I don't know who said it in the chat we was having with. He's like, man, he got feelings in that team. That was like I feel like that's it because I didn't know that the 918 played in the Super Bowl and lost.
We lost.
So that's my stick measuring stick right there. Like,
yeah,
what is the breath? What is this even the same breath for?
But it's more of the argument that I'm going with Coach D on. Coach D is looking at the whole sculpture, the eye test, right? Like if the matching up and things like that, right? That's what Coach D looking at. I would feel his baby team was the team that won the Super Bowl, but his realistic thing is like, yeah, but 98 would have beat y'all.
He said it just like that too, and it'd be crazy, right? And it'd be like, who gonna stop Marshawn? He say Matthew. He say Matthew gonna hit Marshawn. I said, man.
I mean, 98 did have the number 1 defense in the East Bay. And I played against that 98 team, and that was a legitimate, hard-hitting defense. I just think that 98 was so one-dimensional for whatever reason, coaching, philosophy, whatever, that other than handing the ball off to Mikey, which the 04 defense would be able to handle, how else are you going to score?
Nah, Ken, it was one-dimensional. We called 3 pass plays. By time Phil and them got to Coach Edwards, they got a whole spread formation package, right?
Yeah,
they got a 5 wide out of shotgun. Like we never had that, right? We had 3 plays. We run a 1, a slant. You run a 9, or you do a regular hitch play, or a halfback pass, right? But I think what Coach D is looking at it from is more so that we will be able to stop their offense before they be able to stop our offense as a collective.
I mean, but our defense was good too, though. Like 04, I keep telling people, our defense wasn't no cakewalk. It wasn't no butter.
No, y'all had we had this conversation with Hardy. Hardy commented on this thing too. Hardy said y'all had 22 seniors on y'all team.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all was definitely a more experienced team than us, definitely. But I think Coach D is looking at it like, man, y'all, our team speed. So when we talk about team speed, we got a little. And I don't even think me and Pizzo was the fastest on the team.
Parks, yeah.
But it's like Damian Jones and
Dame
Jones and little Dwayne Hawkins and Matthew. They literally right behind us. Literally
that big self used to run.
He was fast, right? So I think, man, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because we used to do some stupid shit too.
Was the Silver Bowl close that y'all lost in? Because if it was close, but if it was one of them typical 35-6,
didn't he say I was a ball boy? It wasn't.
It was 26. It was 26-6.
That's not bad. I mean,
That's
especially if one of the
control.
touchdowns came in
That's
like the
control.
fourth quarter, the
No,
ice. It's
that's
like that's
horrible,
not.
Ken.
That's
It
control
was
scrimmage
horrible.
right
It
there.
was
That's
horrible
not
because
bad. Hey, I'll
no,
take a
Ken.
26-6 loss to Skyline any day.
No, Ken. It was horrible because we knew the game was over before it was over. It wasn't like it was
It was
ever
one of
close.
those.
You get what I'm saying?
One of those. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't never close. It was just we lost like that, you know? And it was one of those, our first time there. We partied before, you know what I'm saying? We was one of the wins where you happy that you were there. You know, you happy that everybody in Oakland is coming to watch you play. It's one of them things, right? But 014 was a really balanced team as far as their play calling.
And I think Coach D used that as fuel. Fail. You remember what happened last time? Whoop. I don't think we've been back because after that they canceled the game and Coach D didn't go back until that year.
Yeah. So it was bad, man. But definitely a great argument for the ages. It's like Ken talk about with his 2000 championship against Oakland High, 96 championship in basketball.
No.
You know,
They didn't win the championship.
No, I mean 96 team.
Team.
And we look at that team, I literally would pick the 96 team
No,
over that 2000 team any day.
I guess
Any
people
day.
don't measure ships no more, right? They don't measure.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you. I guess winning the championship just don't matter.
It don't mean nothing.
It don't mean
Like,
nothing. Why even have the game?
They say the Lakers still weak, but I don't know. They just won.
Hey, man, you know how that's how it goes sometimes. Maybe I'm doing my Skip Bayless thing right now. Maybe
I guess so.
Maybe I'm being Skip right now.
What the hell is a championship worth?
Right. It's just lame.
Great conversation, man. We got to put the poll up, Ken. We got to put the poll up. And
We got to put a poll up.
Oh, wait. 98 versus 04.
one of the things, though, Phil, what was the recruiting like after the Silver Bowl, and when did you commit to Cal?
Wow. I mean, see, I remember taking a trip after a game in preseason because I was hurt. And I remember my shoulder being hurt going to Washington State. One of the days, I remember Oregon sending the limo to our house.
Damn.
So Oregon picked us up in the limo. We flew on Phil Knight's jet. As I tell people all the time, y'all wear Nike, you don't even know who the man is. And I say his name, and they be like, who is that? That's the man. That's the man. And so the recruiting process, man, this the podcast, so I can say what I want. You know, you ever seen the movie He Got Game?
Me and Lo talk about it all the time. Yes.
You know, let's get
we were recruited at one point too.
We just gonna leave it there, right?
Hey, but I didn't get no Jets.
I mean, clearly I wasn't top 10 in the nation. You know, no, I didn't get that treatment. But I think recruited trips, no matter where you go, are pretty much.
One of the good things, though, Ken, I'm glad to hear. Remember my Oregon story, that I didn't ruin the rest of the guys coming up from Tech after that. Phil, I don't know if Coach D told you about the Nick Bellotti from Oregon coming to recruit me. And he getting ready to leave. I'm in the car with my god brother, and he hitting donuts, and right in front of Nick Bellotti with me in the car
at
Tech, and he crashed, and I bounced out the car and started running, and the coach like, hey, Coach D, tell that fucker do not call me. Like
Really?
Yeah, Coach D always tell this story. He used to bring me around the team and be like, "Lo, this." As soon as I walk around the team, that's the motherfucker that did it right there. This is him I'm talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna tag you in the social because I posted because Lo tell the story much better the first time he told it.
Yeah, I was being quick. This is not my episode.
Yeah,
so
then I posted it online. I'm gonna tag you so you can hear him. It's funny as shit. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
It definitely was. I'm glad I didn't mess it up for the guys coming after me at Oregon, man, because I didn't get a jet in all of those things, right?
I'm about to say, you definitely didn't mess that up. Like, man, when we went to Oregon, man, they laid out the red carpet, man.
They do the Jumbotron and introducing.
They did the Jumbotron. They had a picture where we was on the Bay Bridge. Me and Marshawn was on there. I'm like, wow. Man, we did the walk with them to go through before you go to the. They had people saying our names and signs and stuff, and I'm like, what?
But this is like national championship game Oregon, though, right? Like this is
Yeah.
it's like Oregon
Yeah,
is.
this Joey Harrington, Sammy Parker in them years.
This is when they, changed to that new style of
Yeah.
Oregon stuff. And
Was Dennis Dixon there or
who was there?
was it the other guy that came
Whitehead
after
was
him?
there. Running back Whitehead was there.
Whitehead, I don't remember him.
But I would want to say the quarterback during them years had to have been Joey Harrington, right?
For Joe Harrington.
I don't remember who was on our trip.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't remember him talking. Like I said, man, was he got a game? I don't remember.
He said, I wasn't watching the game. What the fuck?
I mean, and what I could say, man, like you said,
what 5 trips did you go on?
I went Oregon. I did the Oregon, Washington State, Toledo. I did Toledo when I was in JUCO, so I got my 5 out. So I guess so. The rule is when it was back then was because I did 2 or 3 in high school, only had 2 left in recruiting.
Okay.
I was like, what?
I didn't know that. I thought you do 5, reset, and then 5 more.
I thought you got 5, regardless.
Nah, I only did 2. I mean, that's what they told me. I don't know if they was lying to me. I ain't looking into it. But so I did. So my 3 in high school was I did Cal, I did Washington State, and I did Oregon. When I got JUCO and I only had 2 left, I did Idaho and I did Toledo.
So how did you end up choosing Cal? I mean, if I get on a private jet, I got custom Nikes. Let's just say I'm probably going to sell out.
Man, I don't know. I think being a hometown kid, man, and Cal was winning back then. They was coming up, right? I know Marshawn and I, we watched that game. They played Virginia Tech and they was losing.
Yeah.
And we said, on a flip of a coin, if Cal win this game, we're going to commit to Cal. And they came back and won that game. But we was on our way to Oregon so fast. I don't know if they would have lost, we would have went. It was just predicated on that. I'm talking about drawers and drawers. We did a sports focus. I could say we did a sports focus special where they came into our house and did a special on Marshawn and I. But we predicated it on that game that when they played Virginia Tech, the Insight Bowl. I still remember it.
Remember that because Lorenzo Alexander is a good friend of mine, so I remember them playing against Virginia Tech because that was Marcus Vick was the quarterback.
It was all that. I remember. And,
Lorenzo Alexander was on the show as well. He talked about how, man, he used to talk to his coaches like, "Hey, man, y'all got to bring these Oakland dudes in here. You got to go get Marshawn and Phil. Who else came? Your cousin, Randy
Rob Jordan. Rob
Jordan.
Yeah, Philip Mbaku from Hayward.
I forgot about him.
How did y'all came in as a Cal nucleus, Bay Area talent going into Cal, man?
I tell people, we all know that Cal team we played on when we was freshmen. We was 3rd in the nation when we lost to SC. We lost to SC at number 3 in the nation. We wore the all-white jersey down there, and we lost.
Man, that was big time for y'all, man. But it's like we were speaking about earlier, though, the recruiting choosing Cal, and what was it like being so close to home and being able to have the family come to Cal? Because me personally, when I was leaving JUCO and they were trying to say, hey, let's go to this school, let's go to that school, I'm like, hey, that shit too close to home for me, man. I'm gonna fuck up. I party in San Jose all the time anyway. You want to send me to San Jose State? I'm really gonna go to the club 24/7. What was it like being that close to home for you?
I think with Cal was becoming a hot commodity then, right? Like you said, they just beat SC that year. We was getting recruited. We was at that game. They beat SC at that game. So we're at Cal. We mingle. We on campus. We go there already. We kick football dudes. We unofficially going up there every other weekend. So I just felt like Cal had a Santa Claus situation, right? What you want? We want this, this, and this. All right. And it's like, all right. I don't know. They just took care of everything. And like you said, I don't know. I was playing in front of my family, just being able to go to my mom's house Sunday night and eat dinner. And then go back to my dorm. I don't even live there. I got my dorm.
Right.
The dorm was like a hotel, right? I don't even stay in there. I was living everywhere. I don't know. It was my boy who was a Norris Malay, like with my roommate, he was like, "You ain't never here, man." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm at home."
I see that's the part that I can understand. Like literally, I can see myself being that close to home, and I'm going to my mom's house and I'm eating dinner here and here. But if y'all got cell phones, then if I get a text message, "Hey, where you at?" I'm back to the door.
All right, Mom.
I'm back to the door.
Like you said,
man.
a hotel room.
I mean, like you said, I was back to the door. I'm back on campus. Like, man, I don't, you know.
Yeah. Cal ain't too shabby either.
Cal was like, they got all the athletes staying in one dorm. The Clark Kerr, like every athlete from every sport,
volleyball,
every
soccer,
sport,
track,
track.
Yeah, would have been good. Would have been good. Hey, right, but Phil, one of your teammates, man, after you and Marshawn, y'all signed, y'all going to Cal. You know, one of the big ones that come in, you guys, is your brother Josh Johnson, right? What was his recruiting like? Was he getting the big time schools look? Did he go play for UC San Diego? Like,
so Josh got hurt our junior year, broke his ankle.
I remember that.
And I think that affected him a lot with his recruiting wise, because I mean, he was always with Josh was a good quarterback. I think if he plays a full season, junior season, he'll get the same notoriety that we get his senior season. But he broke his ankle. What's the kid from St. Mary's and went to Cal, Leon Drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that big dude broke his ankle. Well, I was so mad. We, Josh, that was our quarter. We the bodyguard. So we almost got kicked out there.
He get hurt. So one of the great things is, man, to see him being a part of y'all brotherhood and things like that. He getting hurt. Go play UC San Diego. He playing under Harbaugh, right?
Yeah. So Coach Harbaugh that was his first head coach's position was at San Diego. And this is what I always tell kids. That was a non-scholarship school when Josh went. Like non-scholarship. I remember talking to Josh and he's working like, oh, I'm sitting in the library, or I got that. Oh, all right, if I got to call you back, I got to work. Like, dang, Josh had like 2 or 3 jobs in college, right? Like, because he had to pay for his schooling, right? So we on the other side of the spectrum where we getting scholarly checks.
You getting them loot checks. Them loot checks come in.
Cal give you $1,300 staying at home. I just had to give my mom a little bit of this, and I got
yeah.
So, I felt where Josh grinded, man, and like you said, I feel like he grinded for everything he had, man, because to go to Harbaugh and the numbers that he put up out there, like Josh had one year, I think he had 36 touchdowns and 1 pick or 2 picks.
Yeah, he was balling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he came back home. He beat me in the race, right? He beat me in the race. He was slow when he left. He came home, beat me in the race. We started fighting. Like, like Josh, you don't beat me. Like, you can't beat me. And that's when I knew, like, wow, no, Josh on some other stuff. Then that season, it was the summertime. That season, like, I think he threw 40 or some touchdowns, 42 touchdowns, and was the player of the year of that conference. Was like,
I think the whole division, I think he was.
Yes, like the whole division, player of D1 AA was player of the year. Like Josh
he was killing.
That's amazing, man, to see, because here he is in his 13th year, getting picked up by the Niners, man, and 13th year. Just goes to show, man, what that grind is like and where it can take you to, man. Not giving up, not saying, hey, man, these fools going to Cal, these my brothers, fucking, I'm done with this shit then. No, like, hey, that's their lane. Let me go to my lane and make it happen for me, man. So shout out to Josh for that, man. We got to get Josh on the show too.
I mean, still to this day, right? I guess Marshawn and I, we got the degrees, and he like, see, I'm still in school right now trying to get my degree. Just like, y'all ain't going to do me like that. So we still 34 years old. We still competitive, right? We even with degrees.
Damn that damn degree. Give me the commas in my bank.
Hey, but you know what? That you need that competitive nature to feed off them, because we grew up on that, man. I remember Pizzo was faster than me. Literally, he could beat me in 100, but for some reason he couldn't beat me in a 40, and he couldn't beat me in nothing past 100. Weirdest shit in the world, right? It was like he'd beat me in 100, but I'm like, how the hell you can't beat me in a 40 or nothing past it? And I remember one day we had Merritt and we running 150s at track practice, but we racing. We betting money every 150. I probably win like $200 off of him betting 150s, right? Practice over, all of this shit. Me and him, the only two out there, and my girl cousin Tay Tay, she the better, and she watching us literally run 150 after 150 until he get a chance to beat me, and he can never beat me in it, right? But that's a competitive. I'm not about to let you beat me, right? And I'm not about to say no. I'm not baiting it back either. No, we gonna do this all
Line
day.
it up.
Yeah, line it bet. That's the competitiveness you have in them type of relationships and friendships that feed off each other, man. What year did you go back to Laney? Bounce back to Laney? Was it after your freshman year? And what was the reasoning behind it?
It was going into my red shirt freshman year. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. So, like I said, I told my dad, like you said, yeah, I'm gonna put my story on wax, man. This is it. So when I got to Cal, when I first got to Cal, one of the best things ever happened to me was the birth of my daughter. So I was having a kid when I first got there, and that's why they said they red shirted me, right? So I was upset at first. Who want to be red as a freshman, right? I'm playing, like I'm hitting people, I'm knocking people out, I'm doing this. So they said, okay, they found out I had a kid coming, and she came in December. So they like, well, we're not going to have you be with, you about to go through the pregnancy and all that stuff. So they said that's what they redshirted me for. I do everything I'm supposed to do that season. I'm the Darnell Beans. I'm the Jared Pages. I'm Scout Player of the Year. I got Defensive Scout Player of the Year that year, right? So I'm doing everything I need to do. Y'all telling me what to do, doing this. We get into practice. I think we played Tennessee that year. Yeah, I remember we played Tennessee.
I remember Robert Meacham and all them, yeah.
Yeah, we was about to play Tennessee. And like you said, I'm in prime killing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I done made it to the twos on the depth chart. And all of a sudden, when it came out that I wasn't traveling, I'm like, what? Like, quiet as kept. I didn't even want to play. I just wanted to travel because it was, they not knowing it was Marshawn Jr. season was his last college season. I just wanted to go on the trips with him. I just wanted to, this was his last season. I don't know. And I don't know. I just remember when that list came out, I wasn't on it. And I remember just like, what's going on? I had my meetings with people and one went this and this went that. And I'm going to just go ahead and do what's best for me and I'm gone. And I tell people, I want to put this on wax too. And I told my dad I would. I did not flunk out of Cal. I had a 4.0 before I left Cal. And I tell you, a 4.0, yes, I had that. And like you said, I don't know. I want to play ball, man. So when you're going to play ball, being from the town, like you said, we going to bet. You bet that 150, you're going to be Parks. I bet that scholarship that I get another one. 30,000, 50,000, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, I'm gone. I want to play and bet on myself, and God bless me to get another.
What was Coach? What was your dad saying when you made the decision? Like, hey, bro, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go bounce back and go play at Laney. And when you get to Laney, is this Beam era or is this Coach Pete still?
No, so Beam era. Yes, Coach Pete's son was there.
Okay.
Right. So it was Coach Beamer and Coach Yumi.
Uh-huh.
So how can I say it? Yeah, my dad and I, we had our first man talk when I was leaving Cal. If y'all understand what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Less talk, more rock.
It was first man talk, right? And I just remember telling him, like, I'm gone, man. I'm leaving this. Like, I just remember, like, I'm gone. I just remember that. And like you said, to go back before we go to that, but the reason I feel like I think J.D. Williams was my DB coach. He left right before that season or something. I remember just be like, why you leave? I remember asking him, why you leaving? Like, what you leaving for? Like, I'm coming. Like, I remember telling him I'll never play here now. When, he was like, you ain't supposed to say that, whatever. You just feel something.
Oh, so the coach that recruited you left right before you got there?
No, after that season.
After the season.
That red shirt freshman season.
Yeah, because that's one thing a lot of people don't know that didn't play is like the head coach ain't really your coach. He like the CEO. Your position coach or whoever recruited you is like your super. That's
my guy.
They leave. it's like you better be motherfucking
So
number one
imagine-
overall draft pick. Like,
and it's hard, even harder on the offensive side, Ken, because it could be a new OC come in that's
a
running
whole different offense. Yeah.
So I can see that. We had someone else was on the show said the same thing. That the coaches changed. They never Gino.
Gino.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against Coach Tefford. He's just an offensive guy. He doesn't
Right.
deal with his defense like he really does. His meetings over here and his defense meetings over here.
That's everywhere though. That's
everywhere. Right. So,
Yeah,
Man,
offense and defense is like two different teams.
Yeah. When I got to college, I understood that. Yep, it's two numbers. It's offensive side one and then the defense side number one.
Yes.
So
When you bounce back and ultimately you do your thing at Laney and you getting this scholarship offer from, did you choose Idaho based on like with the other school? Did you choose Idaho based on like, hey, your clock ticking, you got to go somewhere?
Well, yeah. When I say I chose Idaho, so remember, okay, so this goes back in the full circle. It's about to go full circle. When I took my trip to Washington State, Coach Akey was the defensive coordinator there. Coach Akey been doing good at Washington State with that defense. He gets the head job at Idaho.
Yeah.
Boom. They found out I bounced back. Akey offers me right again. Boom. It happened it happened in a week. I talked to the position coach. Next thing you know, 2 days, next day, Akey at my house, me and my mom. Next thing you know, I'm taking my trip out there that Saturday. And I think that was in December, and I'm starting school there in January. The only reason why I didn't go there on time, one of my friends got killed, so I had to stay home a little bit longer. But they honored that. You could stay. Come on, just handle what you got to. Come on. So Akey was messing with me all the way around. Coach Akey still.
I've been to Moscow. It's different than Oakland.
Man, coming from Oakland, man. Yeah. People ask me how do I do it all the time, right? I like to tell people, this is what I tell everybody laugh. They always say it was the coldest winter when I was out there, right? Like it was the coldest winter that Moscow ever happened. It was 4 degrees for 3 months straight, right?
Yeah,
Only good thing, they got the indoor.
Yeah, you got the dome. Yeah, you do play.
We got a dome, so we don't practice outside.
Yeah.
So you just got to walk there from your house to the dome, and then once you get in there, you cool.
Yeah, it ain't no nightlife. It ain't Cal.
Oh nah, man, I'm talking about 8 o'clock. What you want to say? 7? You can say 7 o'clock. No cars on the street. They all in the house.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. It's worse than Jeff City, though.
What school is this? University of Idaho or
University of
Idaho?
Idaho. University of Idaho. What I can say is they don't have no professional team, so we are the professional team, right? You go to the restaurants. I mean, can't really put this on the wax, but you get the player discount,
right?
10% off.
Yeah,
right, let me say that. But they got the Idaho Vandal stuff in the windows. They do the pep rally like the Raiders. They come do the stuff before the game, barbecue. They do the player walk. It's an experience. That's why I went there. So yeah, I did. I wanted to play for one of those small. I always said it, watching Friday Night Lights, that movie, or watching Varsity Blues. I always wanted to experience playing for a city that shut down when the game's on, and Idaho's did.
Let's bring this back. You just said something full circle, right? Let's bring it back full circle now to playing at Idaho, play that Laney, play that Cal.
I did my grad school year in New Mexico too. I did that. Everybody doing that 5th year grad school year. I did my 5th year in New Mexico.
That's what's up. So you got
one of my Cal coaches became the head coach there and gave me another scholarship.
Everything comes full circle, right? Everything comes. That's big on relationships, man.
That's what I was about to say.
One of the things we talked about is we had Antonio Kellogg on our show, and not Antonio Kellogg. We had Coach Mo on the show, and at the time that Kellogg is leaving UConn, he had messed up a couple of relationships with college coaches by not honoring, not talking to them, not giving them their words. And when it was time to bounce back, that relationship wasn't there no more.
That happened to me when I bounced back. And guess who was it? It was Oregon that told me no.
Oh.
They don't recruit.
But how did you burn that bridge? What happened?
They don't recruit JCDBs. So, you know, I'm thinking it's good. I'm thinking I go back to JUCO. Oregon about to come yank me. They Aliotti said
Yeah.
that's the coordinator.
Hey, but that's not a. But
I say, no, you know, I was a coach's son, so I ain't had no bad blood with
is
coach.
it is that a fact though that they don't recruit JCDBs? Like no one goes to Oregon.
From JUCO, they don't get JUCO DB. Some programs is like that. Some programs want JUCO guys, and some guys they want farms. They want a farm system.
They want them there from the
They want the
beginning.
freshmen. Yep, they want a farm system.
Got
They
it.
want you to go through your. They want you to do the weight room program and come out. Okay, now he's this. And, you know, some people want guys to play right now. From what I know, being in the game and playing. If they bring in a JUCO guy to your position, they want him to play right now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, we're not wasting no scholarship on
No.
him to sit. He only got 2 years. We're not about to waste it.
I mean, from being 33, I see why. The time is ticking. The freshman can sit.
The freshman can sit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes back to what I was about to say, coming full circle. Now you did all these years and stuff, and then you come back at Tech, and now it's the coach, man. How did that decision come about with you being a coach at a place you grew up at, Oakland Tech?
Let me see. I don't know. I tell people all the time, I never knew I was going to be a head coach at Tech, right? It kind of like the opportunity fell in my lap and it seized the moment, right? Like, I don't know, it just happened. They could have gave it to somebody else, or I could have been maybe out of town working somewhere coaching, you know, when that opportunity come up. So I just think, like you said, I believe opportunity. I believe doors open for situations, and if you walk through them, then you seize the moment. Tech was over, and like you said, I don't know how it is for you, Lo, but I'm pretty sure I could speak for it. You know, when Tech lose, it feels some way, right? I don't know. Like it do,
right.
for real.
It don't
like,
feel right.
Don't. And then being
Go ahead.
that my dad and Coach D built the program where it was going, I'm like, nah, they built this. I watched them grow roots here. Like, nah, this can't do that. So like you said, I think it's even for Tech situation to have somebody, Coach D, and I tell this all the time, Coach D and my dad, y'all got a stamp on Tech. Y'all been having a stamp on Tech for the last, 30 or 40, 50 years almost. As long as I'm there, because I'm under their umbrella. Like, right. Coach D still come to the games and he just sit in his car now, right? They just open the gate for Coach D. Now, he Dean Smith, right? Even my dad, I call him, he on a Bobby Bow. My dad come with his stuff. He just walk around the track now. What you doing? I'm going to walk the track today. What you mean you going to walk the track? You ain't going to come help me? No, that's your team. So it got to that, you know, like you said, even situations to tell, you know, me and Coach D getting into it. This ain't your team, Coach D. Like, I got it. Like, you know, he's stopping my practice because all the physicals, this is what it was. I don't have the physicals in my physical hand. But I said, Coach D, I know everybody got their physicals. No, they don't. You got to have them in your hand. So he stops my practice, makes everybody get their physicals, has in their hand. I said, Coach D, you should just apply for the job, and I just could have. So at first, it was a lot of pulling teeth, even with my dad, right? My dad calling timeouts, and I'm like, nah, on one position, coach is calling timeouts. Like, only let me manage the game. You know what I mean? And it's not like I love them. I love them with no matter what. I just love them no matter what. It was just, I think it was a lot of getting used to because I'm Lil Phil, right? I'm Lil Phil, right? It's right. this, and this, right? Like, I don't know. It's Lil Phil, go do this. All right. But now it's like, you know, all right, I got it. You know, all right, I got it. And then my dad was on the staff, and he finally was telling me, like, no, you got it. And he was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to retire.
Is it hard to keep because I couldn't imagine coaching at Oakland High. Like, I talked to Orlando about it. I was going to do it. But it's just like, I feel like it's just too emotional to me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to just coach and let the kids have fun. Do you kind of feel that coaching at Tech, especially if a season's not going the way you want it to?
I get that I'm a mean coach anyway, but I think my dad got that title, right? Like, I mean, I'm a product of Coach D and my dad and them. I don't know how you coach, Lolo, but
I'm the same way. They
All
done
I
changed.
know is you make diamonds from pressure. So
Yeah.
it's, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's everybody say what's up to Coach Phil.
Hey, but Coach Phil, here's the thing though. We're in the new generation.
Yeah,
right?
you can't
The
trip a
new
little bit. You
generation,
can't trip like that.
yeah. So you got a different parent dynamic now. Like we're in a
Yeah.
generation now where you can't. If I'm Coach D now at Tech, the way Coach D was, dude, I'm getting the pink slip is in the mailbox.
So the thing that I learned is I'm getting a lot of advice from everybody, right? Being a head coach is probably one of the most scrutinized positions you could ever have as a job. Let's not even say as a anything, as a job, right? Everybody got an opinion, especially when you start losing. Everybody got an opinion. My best quote I got was, "Thank you for your opinion. I gotta go somewhere real quick. I gotta go handle the team situation." So
There you go.
after games, after losses, I had to deal with I used to get mad and, want to argue with refs and do all that. But after that, I just, shake the hands. I go in the classroom. I learned to talk to the team inside the classroom. How about that?
Yep.
Right.
All right, if that makes sense, right? Coaching.
Yep.
So
Privately.
I close in windows. I close in blinds. I close that door. And if coaches want to come in, they can come in. And I give them it real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If y'all play weak, y'all play weak. I can't coach that. I need kids with effort. I remember after a game, like they just gave up, and I'm like, that's not my team. I don't care if we lose. It's how you lose, right? Like, don't give up a play. They gave up a screen play on the last play of the first half, and I'm like, all you gotta do is tackle them. You know what I mean? And I played this game, so I know what it feels like when you're not trying.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I learned away games. You talk. I rip them on the bus, and you know what I mean. I don't know. Kids know now. I don't know. I get them on the bus. It's totally different now. Like you said, everybody got cameras. My dad told me, everybody. This is a camera day and age, right? So you got to be careful what you do. I just hear my dad saying that all the time. Seeing what I see now, a couple of coaches lost their positions because of stuff that was involved in with players on their team. So, yeah, I am very aware of the time that we in is much different than what Coach D was in, right? Like, I don't know. Coach D is my uncle, so it was a little different for me a little bit too. But he treated us the same, everybody. But
Hey, but Phil, we talk a lot on this podcast, man, and we talk about the balance, trying to help the balance of the OAL, man. And a lot of people don't understand this. One of the things when we talk about gentrification hitting Oakland, the impact that it had on Oakland Tech in particular, right? The kids, me. How many Oakland Tech people we had that was from East Oakland coming to Tech during them years?
I was just about to get to that.
Right?
If you see my team, you might see the dynamics are a little different than my teams. Let me say that. I don't, if I could say that in the good way, that's the best way I could say that.
I use gentrification.
The team picture looks different.
It's totally different now.
I use gentrification.
Right?
The games look different. You guys got instead of catching bus home, they're taking their skateboards home.
Yeah, so the demographics are different right now. So.
Yeah, so we talk about that and trying to bring the OAL back. What is the biggest challenge for you per se as a head coach in that you have to deal with?
Ooh. Let me see. All the other stuff is miscellaneous, all the other stuff. I'll say the biggest thing that coaches have to deal with in Oakland is the funding to run a program. To run a program properly, let me say that. To run a program how a program should be ran.
What do you feel like is missing that you would like to have the resources to buy?
Something as small as buying team dinner every Thursday night. I mean, at least I want to give them training from playing the sport that we play, being at Cal, having nutritionist science, having nutritionists and all that stuff. When kids don't eat after they done did the practice of a football practice, they're not going to build properly.
Right.
So if we could get funding to give us a good dinner every night, I guarantee all production of all teams will change. Absolutely. Right? Not just mine. Like I have situations where some kids wasn't eating when they leave. I had situation, and then, some circumstances where kids, can't. And it's,
No, that's
that's
real.
what we deal with in Oakland, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
I coached basketball in Oakland, and it was the
Right.
same thing. Like I would have to buy some kids.
I
We
mean,
play a
we got to
6,
do
7
that.
o'clock game. It's like, well, I can't just have a dude out there starving.
Nope.
If he go home, he gonna eat a hot pocket. So it's like,
It got to that point, like you said. So I try to feed them. I put them in study hall for 2 hours, right? I buy my own peanut butter and jelly.
right,
For the people that don't eat peanut butter, I buy sandwich meat and cheese and all the
Right.
crumb, whatever.
yeah,
We work with it. I get the free stuff. When y'all go to Burger King, grab a lot of ketchup, grab a lot of
yeah.
it's resourceful. And like what's the little thing I do now? I collect all our water bottles we use. That pays for our summertime stuff. So it's angles and plans. This is loopholes you got to get through, right? So the water bottles that I accumulate over the year pays for my 7-on-7 all summer. Any tournament I want to go to, it'll pay for that. All those water bottles.
Let me ask a question, Phil, because to hear that is one, I totally understand. Like, we don't know what the kid's life is like, whatever, and coaches pull a lot of money out of their pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does the administration, or is the administration aware of these type of things? What do administration do in these type of situations? Because when we look at Tech, we instantly think, hey man, y'all don't have the kids that's coming from Bushrod and Ghost Town and in these areas. Like y'all, they have some well-off kids at Tech. How can the administration not be aware of this?
Let me see. Do I think that? So the first question you asked was, do I think the administration knows? And I'm like, no, not every case.
Not every. Okay.
Right, not every case. Right. I don't know. I think it's the. I don't know. Now that I keep telling people, now that I've been to college, my eyes is open and awake to a different lot of things. I remember growing up in the Black community, is you don't tell what's going on in your household.
Right.
So how can you get help if you taught to not tell what's going on in your household? Right.
Absolutely.
So as far, like you said earlier when we first started, it takes a village. So, you don't know. And I feel like I'm blessed that I am the coach that my players tell me things like this, right? Where they trust me, I guess, right? To tell me this, where they feel like I could fix it. And when I can't, that's when I do have a problem. When I can't help them. Like, how many times have I heard this? Well, I was going out of town for my birthday not too long ago. She said, "How you going?" The mom said, "How you gonna leave and you got 22 sons?" And I said,
"Right."
I'm coach, not dad.
But I understand, like you said.
Right.
I mean, talking to boys, I got a boy. His situation, he tinted up his limo tinted his whole Honda. Live on 98th in the Alphabet. Take that off your car, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, like I said, I feel like me being a coach is bigger than wins and losses. And when I say that, it's me steering them through the obstacles that they're going to see in these towns that we at.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want you to make it. Yeah, I want you to make it to NFL. I do. That's my goal. I want every kid I coach to make it to NFL. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Will it happen? Yeah, it can. But I know I could guide you, and I know you could hear my voice in these decisions that plagues us in our community, right? As far as, I'm about to go bip this car, go get this. Okay. You about to go down. Where I got a lot of partners that's got life right now that I grew up with. I got a lot of partners that's even dead, and I'm pretty sure y'all do too. And with me seeing all my partners doing that, I don't want that to happen for these generations underneath me. Right, like I'm pretty sure, and that's why we're doing everything we all in the things we're doing.
Absolutely, man. One of the persons we talk to a lot, man, and it's like it's an OEL theme in a way. Is Ed Washington out of Castlemont, right? Mm-hmm. Because Ed is trying to redo a situation, but his situation is totally different because the environment that his school is located in, is not the environment of Tech.
Going on. I don't deal with the stuff he deal with outside and around the corner from his school.
Exactly, right?
We just don't deal with it, right? Like,
we feel real comfortable when we at Tech. We go around the corner of Tech, we're comfortable, right? But Coach Ed talked to that, and Ed a good guy, man. As far as where his heart is in a place of not wanting these kids to go down the road like you
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about, man.
yeah.
And another one of the coaches, man, I want to talk to you about, man, is I saw you lost a coach this year, Coach
Yeah.
DeAndre Green.
DeAndre Green,
And
yeah.
Green was another one that was on your staff, the offensive coordinator. But outside of the football field, he was buying groceries for parents that couldn't afford it
Yeah.
and doing those type of things, man.
Yeah,
So what kind of loss do like a DeAndre Green have on the
man.
impact on Tech and the kids?
I feel like we lost one of the pillars of the community, man, because he's here with me doing this work, right? We talking to the boys. We telling them what to do. He just did an interview for another job the day before that happened to him. You know what I mean? And I just was working out with some boys yesterday. We were just out running some laps. And the boys said, I remember the conversation that they had was something about he had to enter his interview stuff, and the kid was like, yeah, you got to do this. Just to hear that, you know, just to see the kids post LLDG up, right? That keep me going, and that keep me showing that we have done something right from this footprint that we have left. I know, you know, we're not supposed to leave our footprint now, but we making it, right? I mean, the things that got my boy out of here was the things we trying to save them from, right? Like, I don't know, like I and this is why, like I told somebody, I wasn't trying to grow roots at Tech. I was trying to sit there for a stint and go. That was our plan. We was gonna leave, go D1, get up there, get up here. I said, but for what just happened and how the impact of the kids is, I don't feel like I could leave now.
No, you stamp. You
feel me? Like,
you got to do a Coach D term.
Yeah,
Basically,
2025.
that's where you can bring it to what it is, man, and then have it going on, man. Like the person that might take your job might be the person you coached 2 years ago.
Yeah.
One of those type of things, right? Whoever you coached 2 years ago might come be the one that say, you know what, Phil made this impact on me, Coach made this impact on me, and now I want to come back and do it. Because one thing about it is that Oakland Tech, man, that bleed purple and gold thing is a really big fraternity.
Real, man.
And when we coming back, you know what I'm saying? Like I was there on when they got the new football field and it's Coach Everett's field, you know, like that means something because I was on Coach Edwards' first team at Tech, you know? So to see all of that, man, definitely a big task, man. But one of the other things, I saved this one because I knew I was going to talk about Dre Green. So I saved this start bench cut, and I'm fine with it. But here goes the start bench cut. We going to the wide receivers now, man. You got DeAndre Green. You got Kenny O'Neal. And you got Lorenzo Parham.
Oh, man. Man, y'all know the circumstances of who I'm gonna pick first, man.
I'm giving you got Dre Green start. You're starting Dre Green, right?
And like you said,
down to me and Kenny O'Neal.
I'm going with the home team, man. And I'm gonna cut Kenny, man.
You gotta cut Kenny, man. Because when we
know
talk
I'm
about
loyal.
Kenny, like Kenny's like 4'3". I'm 4'4". It's not really that much of a difference.
I'll take you Lolo over Kenny. Skyline, man.
It ain't that much of a difference, man. But hey, shout out to Kenny O'Neal, man. Rest in peace, DeAndre Green, man. Good dude, man. Before we get out of here, man, what is it like, man, preparing your football team during COVID? Like this COVID season, something that changed. What is it like, one, a football team that you're trying to keep getting there, and then we run into these issues, and we talked about the families and the food and the non-eating. What is it like preparing your team during these type of situations?
Well, I'm a person, right? I try to find loopholes and stuff. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, like you said, I'm a person always trying to find a loophole in some rule, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to break it, but I'm going to bend it. So when it first started, I was trying to, but, you know, as months and everything still went on, like I'm seeing I remember hearing about the coach in Florida that was trying to do it, and he got fired at that big school. It was the Miami. What was the school? The
Northwestern?
Or Miami Central? Or Miami Central? One of
those. It was one of them schools. It was North. I think it was North, though, and he got fired for practicing. That was the historical coach. He's the legendary coach He got fired for practicing during COVID. And I tell people, man, I like coaching, right? Like I like coaching enough that I'm not gonna mess with it, right? Like I'm gonna do everything I need to do to keep coaching, right? Like you could tell how I got better on the field, whatever, with my head coach antics. So I feel like I just told somebody this yesterday, like, man, I feel like right now my more concern is about everyone's safety, right? Like I hear the working out, I hear it, I hear to get ahead. But I don't want to be the coach that got the first case of COVID as a kid on my team. I just don't want to find that out, man. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. I just don't want to be that head coach that got that first kid case. Like,
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm
You
very
front page on the Oakland Tribune.
I'm
I
very
guarantee
delicate with this situation right now, especially with the numbers going back up, man. And what I've been telling people, I experienced football, and I think it's been going on, 50 years, 60 years straight. And if we not play for 2 or 3 years, what if it mess up so we don't play for 2 years? You never know. But if we pause right now to play another 50 years straight, I'm all for that part.
Absolutely.
Just because, I mean, let's call it what it is. You see the NFL, these dudes get it every other day.
Yeah.
And what do you think high school kid? It's a contact disease playing a contact sport. That's all I'm at. Like, man, this is a real disease, and I'm one of the people that it's not a fake disease. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, let them figure this out real quick. That's where I'm at with it. Like,
can you as a coach opt out of a season? Can you opt out even if they're having a season? Could you opt out for the benefit of your team? And
I wouldn't, because I know what's at stake for my seniors.
Exactly.
And I know what accountability that they got in me when I look in their eyes right now. I don't know what to tell them, but I do tell them we gonna play.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't tell them, nah, we ain't playing. I'm Peter Pan. You know, they can believe that your happy thoughts believe you can fly, right? So I'm always tell you what's gonna make you fly. You want to play, go play. You want to be president, be president. You want to go. I'm always tell a kid that, right? I'm never gonna diminish a kid's dream. So I'm just let's get ready till we get that call. We gotta keep being ready.
Hey, this last question. I forgot to ask this earlier, man.
Good.
Did non-bias,
Non-bias. Take bias out.
Did you really think Marshawn Lynch was going to be as good as he was when he got to the NFL? We talking like we had a debate on here whether Hall of Fame career or not. But do you think he was going to be at that pivotal point? Like, hey, this dude's going to be one of the top 2 backs of his generation in the NFL. Did you see that in him?
Well, if you want to say what you said, I'm gonna take the sports out of it when I'm dealing with Marshawn, right? And just tell you how special he was, like as a kid growing up.
Yeah. Okay.
Marshawn could ride a wheelie on a bicycle for blocks, miles, right? I remember, we've been in situations where we have parties and they start shooting, and Marshawn say, "Here, hold my shirt," and we gone. He pulling a sled or a parachute. I said, "Marshawn, you owe me half of this, because you know how many times you done told me to hold your shirt? Now all of a sudden in high school, you the fastest dude in here." So when we speak about it at 33 years old, we say, "Blood, you was doing sled work and parachutes then. You pulling the whole body." And I mean, when we running past people, we're running past everybody. Marshawn could do backflips all day long. Marshawn jumps off the high dive, right? Like,
just gifted.
He just one of them. Just one of them.
So it's one of those things where it was nothing he can't do.
He jumps off the high dive and do the twist thing and make a little splash. Like, how does that happen? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
hey, man, because I remember watching Marshawn, watching all you guys as y'all was younger, and then he was big, but he was cut big, and then he just became hella big. It was like, hey, but this dude's still moving hella fast, right? And it was like, did y'all see this? Like,
that's when I knew he was different. Like, he was getting faster. Like, he was getting bigger, faster, and stronger.
Yeah.
like, and I tell people this all the time. He came out the womb fast. Like, you know what I mean? This
Because he was good in Pop Warner too, right? He was like
he
the
was
guy.
fast as a
Yeah.
kid. Yes, like
Yeah.
you know how just one of them people. So when you say, did you? Yeah, I think so. I think you just needed a little bit of help on the pat on the back a little bit in some situations, and then it helped him to get to where he was at, right? And and I tell people this, seeing what it did for Marshawn, I don't never tell a kid they can't play nothing.
Yeah, we had Lorenzo Alexander on the show, and you still there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here.
We had Lorenzo Alexander on the show, and we asked Zoe, "Hey Zoe, man, who's somebody like you that have to make sure you got your chin strap buckled up for when you playing against them?" And the first name he said was, "Oh, Marshawn Lynch. You got to make sure you strapped up and ready when you playing Marshawn Lynch, man."
Even when y'all say that, it's like I gotta buckle my chin strap. Like, yeah, you know what time it is with Marshawn. It's 100%. Right? Like I don't know. Like it's a time where he juked me and I kicked him in the privates. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, he juked me. Bing, bing, bing. How you bring him down? I kicked him. Where you kick him at? Dropped him in the nets. You know what I mean? But like, it's like you said, man, you just knew. Like growing up, man, we used to talk about this, me, Sean, and Josh. Like he had a picture of Edrin James in his room. Like I remember that. Edrin James had grill. Marshawn wears grill now in the game. I remember Edrin James. We all like Edrin James because he wore his grill. And to answer your question, did you think that he would be as big? I don't think me, Marshawn, or Josh thought we would be doing the things that we would be doing right now. Right? Like I didn't think Josh would have 13 years in the league coming from USD. He's in a Hall of Fame now. We done went to a Hall of Fame ceremony, right? Like it's things and accomplishments. Like we all just been in the same boat together. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what else to say, man. It's just.
Is there another trio? Is there another OAL trio like you, Josh, and Marshawn? I can't.
I'm not a trio. I don't think not a trio. It's duos. There's a lot of duos.
Like two dudes in the league, another D1 top 10 in the nation.
Man, hell no. Out of OAL?
Skyline, nothing?
This is why, and now it's always like one person on the team. And I tell people, and everybody tell me, well, y'all got two people in the league and you was there. I said, I got picked up by the Seahawks. And so that's 3 people. And I'm like, man, I was a 10. They were like, y'all wasn't supposed to lose. And I tell people all the time, if we would have lost that Silver Bowl, like Josh, like what would we say today?
Y'all would sound like me.
Right.
It's Mikey. Y'all sound like me and Mikey. Like we wasn't supposed to lose and we got blew out.
We'll be hella weak. Like,
man, you'll feel that way sometimes.
Who beat y'all then? That'd be the question. Who beat y'all?
Yeah.
So, when I say that I got the only ship at Tech, I mean I do rub it in people. I do, but I don't mean it maliciously, like you said. To say that, the thing I tell the kids is, when you become a champion, can't nobody take that away from you. Till this day, I'm gonna have the only ship at Tech till we win another.
So y'all win another one. Can't take it away from you.
And the kids gotta, and we don't have to, but the kids should listen to you. Because I'm not telling you something that I'm theorizing. I'm telling you something I know.
I take them in that gym, Lolo, and go see my pictures in there.
Yeah, it's like I'm telling you, I know how to win a championship.
Well, that's one thing I do think, though. I do think my team picture is in the
It is. No, matter of fact, I'm out. No, they took it down.
No, they hating.
Only championship banners.
I was gonna say they like the Celtics. Only championships.
It's only championship banners. And we got banners up there. Y'all gotta come see this.
It ain't enough room for conference championships.
Banners up here. Y'all gotta come see it. We got banners in the girls' gym.
I gotta come check it out.
Hey, Lo, but I will give you your props, Lo. That '98 team was damn good, though. Skyline just had a stronghold on some shit, but that '98 team, man, I swear to God, that was the hardest I've ever been hit in a football game, ever.
So, look, that Skyline team we lost to, we scored the most points on them that season, and they played everybody.
Yeah, no, y'all was dope.
They were good.
Like I said, the '98 team taught me how to play the game, right? But that's all I'm gonna say. Coach D, I got you your first ring, baby.
Only.
Only.
Only. No, he
Only.
say first coaching because he Oakland High guy, so he been.
Oh, he
I
won.
be
He
like,
won one as a player.
that don't
In the
count. I be like,
80s.
but
That was in the
don't
80s, man. Come
What?
on, man.
Oh, it don't count now because it's Oakland High.
Come
And
on,
I'm
man.
like, you got your championship when we was at the Bulldogs. And like I said, and I said it in the thing, man, we won that for all Bulldogs. And I hope it was a good night for everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to feel
It
nothing.
was. I actually won a lot of money on that game because
Everybody did.
they thought
Shoot.
Skyline was going to have y'all, man.
They sure did after that first game. So like I said, man, that was for the Bulldogs. And to be a head coach, to be the only person that got the only ship, like I just feel like it's a blessing, man. Just that it came back like this, man.
I think
People don't
Tech.
understand
I
how
think.
happy I am.
Oh yeah, bro. I know exactly how you feel.
Right.
I think it would be hard as hell to do like a top 15, top 20 all-time Tech athletes, like any sport.
Dude,
And you narrow it down to like 15
you
to
need
20,
athletes all before, and I'm trying to tell
like
you,
Ricky
understand
Henderson.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
you can't.
baseball, basketball, football,
It's
track.
hard, man.
Well, they said Ricky was good in football, so
Yeah.
Oh, he said he
Ricky-
was better in football than he was
that's
in
what
baseball.
I heard.
So yeah, Ricky, that's a hard list to do, man, because it's one of them things like if you putting Ricky Henderson first, who's going second? Who you putting second, Marshawn or Leon Pope?
You feel me? Like
It's like 10 just in the hallways at the same time. Yeah, Devin Nay.
Devin Nay. Yeah, that's a hard one, man. Hey, but Phil, man, we want to appreciate it and thank you for coming on the Rec Center podcast and telling us your story, man.
Oh, thanks for having the story, man. It's crazy that you said that because people been just trying to get my story out, man, because everybody don't know it. And you know what I did want to say, I ain't flunk out of Cal, man. I had 4.0 in here, and like you said, I just, you know, I might write a book or something about it. I guess everybody interested in it. Everybody been telling me, like, man, what happened? What happened?
Go for it, man. I always tell people to go for it because you got Coach Mo that wrote the book from McClymonds and stuff like that. And your season, your career, and still being there is worthy of that book and telling your story, man. This is how this podcast came about, man, where we get people on here to tell their stories. Because even though I did this podcast, Ken was my co-host, and he didn't even know my story. So
Absolutely.
it's more enlighten them to what it is, man, because people will run with the fact that we think failed out of Cal. And it's like we got a way of running with some shit. Like,
yeah,
what it is.
You know how many times I heard that? Like, you flunked out of Cal. You're like, what?
You know?
I got 3 degrees. No, I don't. I'm 3 degrees up. Like, and with the mask.
Yeah. So that's the thing. We got a way of, if it's a flame or some water, we go run with it. And if we let people come on here and clear theirs up, man. Like we had Gino's story, right? And we knew what Gino thought. We thought we knew what Gino was, man.
Yeah.
We gonna bring Red on. Red gonna tell his story, man. You know, because Red got a good story to tell as well, man. So all of the Vital brothers got different stories within themselves. So thanks a lot, man, for coming on and telling us your story, man.
Oh, thanks for having me again, man. Like you said, I've been jumping on it. You know, like I said, I've been trying to, you know, late night get on the podcast and see who was on and see who got a good story. Like I said, I watched the one where you said he was a top recruit out of OAL. Let me hear who this is. And it's very informative, like you said, because I didn't know who that was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I hit you. What you mean? Woo. You like, so, hey, thank you.
Who do you want to see on the show? Who would you like to see?
Man, as far as players, coaches, you got
anybody.
Coaches too?
Yeah, because we did Coach Mo. We probably will get Delton on there at some point.
Do Coach D, man. You know, he got a nice story. And all
definitely
that.
Do Coach D, man. Coach D could bring back all the stories.
I want to, you know, bring like coaches to it, man. Like you said, just let them know, you know. And then I want to see, you know, who's a player I want to see. I want y'all to get Mikey Norris. I got his contact. I give it to you.
Let us get his contact.
He's Dr. Mikey Norris. So that's why I really want y'all. Let the
PhD?
Mikey is a doctor, like medical doctor.
Oh, we got to get
medical.
Because not even that, but the youth have to see that there's another side of sports.
Yes,
absolutely, man.
We got to showcase that.
I teach in OUSD now, so look how it all came back. I'm working for the district. I'm a teacher. I teach first grade at Howard Elementary.
Yeah,
so
we got to show more of that.
We need Mikey or in you, like this is a good thing, man. To that where you guys use that free education to further some stuff,
You
right?
have to, right?
We think free education the lead, right? But still, free education and being a doctor is good. We just get our hopes up on it, and be honest, it's a black community thing.
I
Let's
think
be honest.
so. Right.
It's a black
Well, I think
community
at one point in time it was our only way out.
That was our only way to
Things
change.
have changed now.
Life-changing moments that happen in athletics, right?
Yes.
But like you said, I do agree with you.
And it was our only way out.
Yeah.
But what so happened is these kids get stuck on hearing it without no one coming on saying, "Hey, I'm a teacher with 3 degrees, right? I'm a doctor, but I played college ball. I played. I'm this now, right? So we don't never help them change the narrative. It'll just keep running that cycle, man. So Mikey Norris, we want to get Josh Johnson on too, man. Get a Josh contact too, man, because
even like Marshawn, and I want Marshawn to get on here, talk about his experience growing up. They got to know, kids all the time, y'all got to know that there's other people that went through the same struggles and trials that you went through, right? To say that it's possible.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I think kids think they the only ones going through this. And it's like, no, we all had to go through something. You had to go through your own. You had to go through your own. We all had to break through something.
Absolutely.
Instead of getting to that wall, like break through it. Don't get to the wall and stop. Like I keep telling people, the rawest dude to me was that dude Don in baseball from Castlemont.
Yeah.
He could throw with both hands.
Yeah.
Right. He's on a mound.
He's a Babe Ruth World Series champion.
He's on a mound pitching with the right hand. The other batter come up, he'll pitch with the left. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, Don was legit. He's always been good. Always.
In the same inning, you know what I mean? So we need to nourish those situations and get them to where they're supposed to be so they could blossom. You know, like Tupac say, concrete roses. It's jungle out here, but we got roses out here. Like you said, it could be another Marshawn. It could be another Gary Payton. It could be another Leon Poe. It could be another Alexis Gray Lawson. Even a Renee Williams, a track started from Skyline. Renee Williams.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, man. We appreciate you coming on. Man, it was a pleasure of mine, man. You know, being someone that's a little bit younger than me, I did watch you guys come up. I'm really good friends with Close Hardy. So I had to go through all the what we did. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate you giving us some time, man, and sharing your story with us.
Thank you, man. I'm about to just go get to working out myself right now.
All right, man. Be cool, Phil.
All right, thank y'all.
Hey, Ken, it's great to hear that story, man, because dude been around that one school, man, since he was a kid. Like we're talking about him, we saying these things of 20 years, 25 years. He's only 33.
Right.
Since he was 9 years old.
That's all he knows is tech.
Tech only, man. So good thing that the brother doing, Lil Phil doing over at at Oakland Tech, man, my alma mater. Can't wait to get back to normal, man, and check some games out, man. Even though it's different, it ain't the same like the Bulldog purple and gold stays in us, man. So definitely got to keep rooting for them, hopefully. And we still doing good in basketball, so definitely want to.
Kariga got a hold of the OAL right now. Everybody, all the good talent is going through Oakland Tech. But I have been talking to Orlando, so don't sleep on Oakland High.
Hey, remember, they got a dog. One of my favorite players in the OAL is about to be a sophomore, and he played for Oakland High.
Orlando ain't gonna lose for long. He gonna go get his recruit on.
Yeah, he got something. That'd be cool. One of these things we talk about, Ken. What is the coach's time frame of turning the program around? Like, how many years would you need to take to turn a program around?
Me myself personally?
Yeah, how many do you feel you would need?
2. I gotta let the seniors and juniors graduate. The sophomores, freshmen, and junior high kids, we're gonna be all right.
I think I would say, like, you feel to where you in a championship within 2 years?
The OAL, because 2 in that time I'm going to go recruit. And okay. I feel like right now, a lot of my friends have kids in high school. So if you a hooper, I'm going to your dad. I'm gonna get your mom and dad to send them to Oakland High.
I was going to say, so I'm going to go to the football aspect because it's a little different than basketball. Basketball, you just need to go get
two or three guys.
Hey, let me get two stars and some role players.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Football, I got to go get everything. I say three. I would
3 years,
say three.
You got to start with the line. You got to get your offensive defensive line and let everything build from there.
And I say, man, I'm going to go get the parents first. I need the parents. Like, I need the parents that's going to tell their friends that this is a good program to come to. Like, I'm then everything else I feel fall in place. I'm like, one of the things when we did the Seminoles before we get out of here, like, we won in our first year on my level. But the first thing I did, I went and recruited the coaches that people like. Right? Because even if you hate me, you like Ken, and so you'll still bring your kid over to Ken, right? So I went and got 4 coaches that everybody liked, right? And all these 4 coaches was connected to 4 players that they loved. So they like, hey, well, if that coach leave, I'm going with him, right? So they went and got them, and it was like, okay, now even if you hate Low, you like this coach, so everything is cool. So I'm going to get the coaches first. Coach go. We tell people all the time, you're not a really good coach if you can't bring 4 to 5 players with you. Who's your following? Who's following you?
Yeah.
If you don't have a following as a coach, like if nobody gets mad when you leave, like I'm leaving, all right, bye. Like nobody cares, then something is not right.
Something
there,
ain't right.
You know?
I think I would go get if I'm starting a youth football team, I think I would go get Jason Dillard. Because he's friends with everybody. Everybody loves J. Dill. Probably go get you. 2 other people. Probably go get Coop or Amari Murphy. And then one more. SB. And
you got to see, that's what I'm talking about. It's one of the things. So if you get SB, you get Danielle. You get Danielle.
And then if J. Dill is on the staff, Danielle going to come because he like J. Dill.
Man. So, hey, man, thank you guys for checking out the Rec Center, man, as we just concluded season 2. As we get ready for season 3, be on the lookout, man. We're going to bring more guests on season 3, man. So definitely thanks for being supportive of the Rec Center podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Continue to follow us on Instagram at the Rec Center Podcast. Subscribe and check out season 1 and season 2 in its entirety on YouTube at the Rec Center. I'm Kenny Edwards, Lorenzo Parham. We out.